I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that.
Hi there, this is digital marketing legend Srinidhi Ranganathan, the king of digital marketing. Today we are going to look at your amazing guide to podcast earnings. Okay. So typically, guys, I've been, putting all my what do you call as, say, audio files on Spreaker, which is Spreaker, and it's the most amazing platform out there. And some of those, in fact, all of those audio files have the Spreaker ads, and I'm earning quite good through Spreaker. If you see the earnings, it's like really crazy out there. Okay, so now you can create a lot of amazing podcasts, and I'll explain to you how this works, how this process is actually working. It's really amazing. It's really fantastic that you can upload audio, and there is the ad exchange program from Spreaker, which is working really quite good. I'll also explain to you how to create a lot of audio files for you to upload very quick, very fast. And that's going to be a state-of-the-art stuff. Okay, let's get started on this right away. This may be a quick tutorial, but I hope that it covers all the information about the Spreaker, what do you call as tutorial. I'm doing this for also for one of my fan who asked me like he needs this right away, and apart from that, it might be really useful for everyone, right? So in fact, this kind of educative tutorials are rare, very rare in the market, right? So it may help you guys too. So let's get started. Yeah, it's really cool when it helps someone. Yeah. So let me actually explain. Spreaker.com, that's Spreaker, is kind of a podcasting, discovery platform where you'll be able to get access to a lot of podcasts created by others, and you can also go ahead. Sorry, beg your pardon. You can go and create a lot of podcasts, and typically you can make money from day one. Okay, from day one, noted, because it delivers ad money from day one with a lot of opportunities to monetize your podcast. So there is programmatic ads, there is direct sponsorship. These are the two amazing, monetization stuff, like features that Spreaker provides, and they've tied up with the top brands in the world. Now, there are a lot of podcasters who are also making a living on Spreaker. Note it down. And talking about a lot of features, so when you look at this, podcast distribution is here. So want to publish your podcast on Spreaker, it's going to be distributed by just clicking a button. You can distribute it to Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and different other Google Podcasts, Deezer, Castbox, right? Amazon Music also, I think, is there. You got to check that out anyways. But a lot of kind of discovery and publishing features are here in Spreaker. Apart from that, you have podcast analytics, like where you'll be able to understand how your podcast is performing. Say how your daily listeners, where they're coming from, typical sources, your podcast like statistics, your followers statistics, your source statistics, your podcast geolocation statistics, your device statistics, like who are listening on what kind of device, podcast listening evolution statistics, and vice versa. Then you also have enterprise podcasting, like where you can share the revenue with your team members or maybe your partners or something like that. You also have that, and a lot of other stuff are there in enterprise, like say ad campaign manager and all is there. Like ad campaign manager in the sense you can control what kind of ads have to be actually heard and all this stuff. So that's really cool. For example, you can traffic your ads with Campaign Manager, like dynamic ad injection is there. You can go ahead and use that. Then Spreaker Ad Exchange Program, like if you have a 50% fill rate with 50% left unsold, you know that you're leaving money on the table, right? So instead of missing that chance, Spreaker helps you to close the gap by filling or backfilling all your content with ads from the partners, and it's pretty cool. Then programmatic ads is which I already told you about, and then created for collaboration stuff that is also there. That's also pretty cool out there. Like created for collaboration in the sense, like if you run a podcast publishing house or something like that, that's going to help you a lot. Great. So you understood that concept, right? So in fact, then we have podcast recording app where you can just download the app on iOS and Android and start recording and have the sound effects and mixing tools out there, and which can help you to really, you even you can invite people to be part of the podcast and all the stuff. That's also there. And then we have podcast app. So you can download the app. It's a listening app, and also you can look at the personalized listening and discovery stuff. Like you will be able to even see how other podcast guys are performing, like maybe your competitors or anybody, right? So it has a lot of other features like playback speed and all the stuff. Listen via Chromecast and AirPlay and podcast sleep timer and vice versa. So these are the actual features. Now, how do you get started? Now, where do you create so much of audio? Here is the truth, and here is the ultimate stuff where legend Srinidhi Ranganathan's mindset or brain comes in. Let's see how that works. Now, you need to create a lot of audio, right? In order for you need to create a lot of content. How do you create content? Before that, let me show you. If I go to Google and type in digital marketing legend leaks, okay, so you can see this is my podcast, okay, on Spreaker. Digital marketing legend leaks. Okay, so here you have a short description area where you can give the description and all. So I've created like 282 episodes, and you can see here I told you, right, you can publish the podcast on different platforms. It's all here. Okay, so and yes, so that's also pretty cool. Now let me tell you, you can create multiple podcasts according to the plan you take, right? So it depends on what is the storage and all the stuff. So you can create a lot of unlimited podcasts and all. Don't worry about that, depending on the plan. But where do you create so much of content? How do you create so much of content? One is that you have to record using a microphone, a professional microphone or something like that, or maybe you use a audio recorder, or you have bought a professional audio recorder. The second is using the power of AI. Now, how does that work? That is where my expertise comes in. We are going to see that right now. How do you create a lot of content, upload to the Spreaker, in fact, and get that money really fast? How does that work? And you need to create quality content in order to do that too. But even if you create quality content, you need a lot of content. How is that going to work? That is what I'm going to show you right now. The first step is you gotta head over to podcastle.ai. That's podcastle.ai. And here in Podcastle, you'll be able to create and clone your voice to the fullest potential. So that is how I'm creating a lot of content. Like this is like studio quality recording, AI powered editing, and seamless exporting, all in a single web-based platform. So in order to upload or create a lot of what you call as audio files, the ideal step would be text to speech, like you give text, it writes, or you need to clone your voice, or you need to record using a microphone. Those are the three simple ways that you can do that. But what I want to tell you is how is Podcastle working? It has a technology called as magic dust. That means, see, you may record in a noisy environment. I'm talking about the mic recording stuff, right? For that, Magic Dust will help you to automatically do the noise cancellation, whatever kind of environment you're recording, be it you're recording outside or in a crowd or whatever it is. So it will make sure the sound is flawless. Okay. So text to speech is you just give text, it gives the speech. Simple as that. So these are the two main ways. Now let me show you one simple thing, like how to carry on. So once you click on get started and all the stuff, how is it working? Let me show you that. So here we are inside the dashboard of Podcastle. So see, in the you got to test out that mic recording thing. So that I'll come to that. So once you click on create project and all this stuff, you'll be able to go to the next level. But in fact, the first thing of what I recommend once you go to Podcastle is My Digital Voices. So this is your digital voice. You need to create your digital voice here. So once you click on the button here, that will say, see, I've created my digital voice already. So if you're not created, you can follow the instructions. You just have to read out 50 odd sentences. That's it. Like 30 to 50 sentences I'll give you. I think more than 72. So just read out those sentences in a good environment, like a studio, or maybe where you feel that there's not a lot of background noise, and that's it. You just have to read that. What Podcastle is going to do is, so you don't have to record ever again. Getting the idea, right? So it's going to automatically, whatever you put the content in, it's going to speak in your voice, and it's going to be so intact and so great and so precise and so accurate that you'll go mind blown. So this is the first step. So once you go to podcastle.ai, go to digital voice and create a digital voice. Next, what to do? You'll get a lot of content, right? So first, if you don't have content, click on create project, convert text to speech. Okay, so suppose you don't have content. Okay, so I go to, say, PLR articles. I'm just giving you an idea, guys. I'm just giving you an idea. Go to PLR articles and pick some content. Say maybe I go and pick some content. So maybe I want to pick a content article on creativity, creating an online business, something, creative imagination. So maybe this is my content. So I can pick the complete content, complete article. Or I can just pick paragraphs of it. Go to Quillbot. I've already told you that this tool works wonders, and I've told you that really cool. Now paste this here and just click on paraphrase, and automatically it's going to generate a new particular article based on the older one. And then you copy this and you paste it to Podcastle. Like you go there and you choose your voice. Maybe you choose some other TTS voice. You can play this, or if you want to choose your own digital voice, paste it and choose your voice. Now the biggest part is the time taking consuming activity is the commas. Now if you're able to put commas in the right way, like before and, or even you can add the pauses from here. So I recommend the comma stuff. Okay, so the comma stuff works really wonders. So make sure where there is a pause, where you feel that there is kind of a pause, like before and, or the word or I'm talking about, right? Or where you feel the commas have to be you know, what do you call this, coming in. Go ahead and put those commas there. Okay, this is all fine, this is all fine, this is all fine. Okay, great, begin to supply. Okay, now give the volume complete volume, and you're going to play this. Click on generate. Now either you can record, okay, by clicking on record button, or you can add your digital voice by putting in some text, and I was going to speak in your digital voice. Now click on generate. I'm not speaking this content, but in fact the automatically Podcastle is going to work on the content. So you paste longer content, it's going to help you a lot. Okay, so remember, Podcastle and Spreaker both are Spreaker has a free plan, I think, but Podcastle I recommend the high-end plan, because then you can convert a lot of things. I mean the text, that's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to play this right now, and it's working really wonders. So let me play this. The creative imagination transcends the active imagination. The ability to actively visualize and hear things in one's mind is an important skill. However, it does not require much creativity, does it? Daydreaming, for instance, is an imaginative process. It may consist of a complex fantasy world, but one filled with all the things that many individuals consider. Therefore, creative imagination must include the capacity to imagine not only things, but also original things. You saw that, right? How amazingly it is speaking in my voice, which I'm not even speaking. Simple as that. So then you export that as MP3. Export all those MP3s out there, and you have an upload option in Spreaker dashboard. Okay, so you can go to your podcast. So I have different podcasts. You can create a lot of podcasts. You can click on create a new podcast and create a podcast. So then you can head over to view and edit, and here you have the upload button where you can upload, or even if you have a podcast and any other, what do you call, platform, you can import that, or you can upload the episodes and upload those mp3 files. And all you got to do is just edit it, like put a description to it. For example, like you can add an episode number or whatever you want, and you can add the description whatever you want, put the tags in, and you can publish it on whatever date you want. And in the ad options, automatically it's going to populate. So here you gotta auto optimize the ad. You don't have to do that for every episode, but if you auto optimize the ad for all episodes, it'll have a pre-roll, like pre-roll in the sense like before that starts off, the audio starts off, the ad will play. It has enough ad breaks and has enough ads. Okay, you can also add more ads, but I don't recommend adding a lot of ads. Get the point, right? And then yeah, so that's about it. So you need to do that for every episode. So you can have a team to work on that, or maybe your friend to work on that. That's up to you to decide. So the secret is you need to download whatever comes in on Podcastle and upload it here on Spreaker. You can either do it in a TTS format, or you can have your entire digital voice to be recorded, and then you can generate that and put it here on Spreaker. And that's pretty cool, right? You can always check the stats here. Heading over back to this, you'll be able to also distribute it in under distribution. So you see that my podcastle, I mean, sorry, my podcastle episode have been uploaded to Spreaker, and then you gotta distribute it. You can just click on this, and you'll find the ideas on how to distribute it. Okay, it's pretty cool. You can go to every this one and then click on the process or whatever it is asking you to do to distribute that to Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music or Audible, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Geo7. And you can also embed it on your website in an embedded player. You'll find the code and all. So you'll get a code. You can embed this kind of code in your website. Also, you can embed the playlist also. Don't worry about that. You can customize the colors and all the stuff. In ad settings, in monetization, you can give whatever, how many ads you want, like 2 or whatever ads you want. And here you can control the categories of the ads, and you'll find the green tick mark when all the ads are optimized for all the podcast episodes. That's also pretty cool out there. So that's it. You don't have, if you want to do Spreaker ads, you can go to promotion and directly do Spreaker ads. Like you're advertising your podcast on Spreaker. I don't think that's available in India right now, but other countries it may be available. So when you click on promotion, you'll find that it's not available in India. We can check it out very soon, but I think in other countries it might be available. Okay, so you check it out. I don't know about that much. I haven't used it because I get a lot of organic views. Okay, so that's about it. So go to Podcastle, copy the content from Colbot. How do you get from Colbot? I'll show you. Then you copy this, convert into a text, or you want to record, press the record button. Magic Dust will be there. So once you record it, you'll find something called Magic Dust. So in Magic Dust, I mean, once you record, you'll understand. Okay, so that will eliminate all the background noises and all this stuff. Okay, otherwise, if you don't want to use your voice, use some TTS voice from here, like Kylie, Olivia, Daniel, Logan, Maria, and all. You can use the TTS voices. Those also sound good. But if you want to clone your voice, I told you, right, what to do. And then you can add music if you want here and mix it up, or SFX, like sound effects you want to add, you can mix that up. And you can also schedule, that is fine. Yeah, recordings are here, and digital voices, I told you how to create that digital voice. So the secret is to keep on uploading and keep on uploading a lot of content. Content is king, content is queen. So here in Spreaker, also when you click on the search and then you type in digital marketing, you will find the podcast. So like that, whatever podcast you do, or not just on digital marketing, whatever topics you want, right? Like those podcasts are going to be discovered. Okay, so if I can find my particular podcast from here, I'm just looking at that. Hold on, Legend Leaks, right? Legend Leaks, it's here. This is my podcast. Okay, it's here. So that's how they keep on getting discovered, getting right, getting the idea. So I'm ranking for that keyword, like marketing, digital marketing, etc. So that's how it gets to be found. And also it gets to be found on different portals like Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all this stuff. Google Podcasts also, it'll be visible. So if you click on Google Podcasts, it'll go to Google Podcasts. Getting the idea, right? So here, and then if you click on Apple, it'll go to iTunes, where the podcast is actually submitted. So people listen through iTunes discovery stuff, and how they, if there's somebody searching for digital marketing, may find it on Spotify, may find it on iTunes, and Spotify too. You can create a lot of playlists. That's also pretty cool. So you can create a playlist. You must be knowing that. So digital marketing legend links is on Spotify too. Getting the idea, right? You can create a lot of playlists. You know how to create a playlist, I believe. So you can click on I created a playlist. You see this guy, it says my playlist. It features 260 songs in the sense these are podcast episodes, so you can add a lot of stuff to this. Click on create playlist, and then you can choose the tracks you want, and then you can create the playlist. And I have to teach you that, right? So that's a very easy job. And then you can share this entire playlist, because the ads even on Spotify may get you Spreaker money. Ultimately, the podcast is owned by Spreaker, so the ads are going to be everywhere, and in the sense everywhere, right? So you'll get a ton of money. So we are not just talking about Spreaker ad platform here. We are talking about all the distribution platforms where Spreaker is kind of the owner of it, and you are kind of the creator of it. Getting the idea, right? So you got the idea. Yeah. So you're going to get ads everywhere, and it's ads earn you money. Ads will help you to give you the motivation you deserve also, right? Yes, talking about what was it talking about? I keep forgetting a lot of things. Yeah, so it's talking about the yeah. So yeah, creating content. Now, how much you learn. Now, for example, if you're able to create content, so let me go to Spreaker revenue calculator. Just type that there in Google. You'll understand the process. So here we are, and try dot Spreaker.com/revenue hyphen calculator. Okay, so if you're part of the paid plan of Spreaker, you'll be able to get a great idea. Okay, for example, you get, like, say you have how many podcasts? Maybe you have, like, say 5 podcasts, and each of them gets to about like 5,000 downloads. Okay, so 5 podcasts, 5,000 downloads. That's equal to 25,000. Okay, so 25,000 is going to be your podcast listens. So just make it like 25,500, whatever, right? So how many ads per episode you want to run? Maybe if you want to run 3 ads, okay, you still get $156 to $255 a month. If you are running a lot of ads, like manually you add the ads and all right, maybe I run 12 ads, then you're going to get $624 to $1,020 a month. This is just a random calculation. Or that you need to produce a longer episode, like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, etc. And you can do that, right? You'll be able to do that. That's not an issue. I told you some tactics. You can just paste it here. Only thing, make sure you have the right people for the commas. Then you're going to soar really high. Okay, so it depends on how many monthly downloads you have and how much of money. It can go up to $20,000 a month, depending on if you own a podcast agency. And then imagine the kind of revenue that's going to come in. Okay. Oh my God, this is like insane stuff. Insane, seriously insane stuff, right? So I hope you got a fair idea about Spreaker, how to earn on Spreaker, how to earn on podcasting platforms like Spreaker, and you'll get the money on PayPal. So Spreaker is actually tied up with PayPal, and you'll get the money on PayPal. So make sure you create a PayPal account and get ready. Okay, so that you need. So I think I've covered most of the information here. And keep on publishing your podcast to different podcasting, what do you call it, as marketplaces, not just limited to these. Okay, you can always look at podcast directory sites. You can Google for them and submit your podcast link. So this is your podcast link. There'll be a RSS feed link that'll be in the settings of your podcast. Submit that link too. okay, if you want, to the RSS feed of your podcast, like these episodes, whenever you publish a new episode, right? It's going to actually go to that particular directory. So if I publish episode 283, I don't have to again manually submit it to other directories. After 281, 282, 283 is going to automatically will show up on those directories. So that's the power of Spreaker, and I hope you'll be able to earn great figures in quick succession. That's really, really great. And I hope this is kind of a very helpful session. I did this not just for, conveying this stuff to my fans and students, but I would like you to start earning right away with Spreaker and also create a podcast empire. And if you create and if you become successful, it's all credits to not just you, right? It's also credit to me. In fact, I've taught you a lot of things, and you'll be able to utilize those technologies. Means my life will be really good too, right? So, anyways, bye bye for now. This is digital marketing legend. Your digital marketing legend, Srinidhi Ranganathan, the king of digital marketing, signing off from this amazing video. I mean, like a tutorial or a mini course, you can call it. Bye bye for now. Or a special video too. Yeah, bye.